Welcome to Fenway Park as the Red Sox open up a 3-game series with a team from the West, the Oakland A's. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. It's amazing how quickly the complexion of your roster can change with just a couple of injuries. The Red Sox have 2 pitchers go down, and as it turns out, they're both lost for the year. It's exactly what's happened to Daisuke Matsuzaka as well as Rich Hill. They both end up on the DL for the Red Sox. Matsuzaka last pitched for Boston May 16th. Appears to be his last appearance in a Red Sox uniform this season. Daisuke, who had 2 consecutive games this season in which he allowed no runs and 1 hit, will likely finish the year 3-3 with 8 appearances. Rich Hill is in a very similar situation as Matsuzaka. The Red Sox will have Hill seek a second opinion before committing to surgery. At the time of his injury on Wednesday, he was the only lefty in the Boston pen. He had allowed just 3 hits and no runs in 9 appearances this season, was holding left-handed batters just an .067 average. Well, we start with Terry Francona's reaction to the injuries.
It's looking more and more like he needs to have the surgery, and what we're concerned about is what's best for Daisuke. I think originally when anything like this happens and you get a pitcher of that age and thrown the pitches he has, non-surgical is always hopefully the best way to go. Now, if he needs surgery, we support that. Now I got to figure out who, when, why, where, all that. And that's what we're in the midst of doing.
The frustrating part is that you find a niche for yourself in the bullpen, and to have something happen that's possibly season-ending. It's something that's tough to swallow. But at the same time, if it is a surgical procedure that needs to happen, the success rate is there, and you rehab and have been through it once, so you got to come back and be strong again and come back from another surgery.
We welcome in Jerry Remy, and Jerry, certainly a tough situation for both guys.
It is, and you really feel for the players, because these guys make their livelihood playing baseball, and to have injuries like this, serious injuries that are going to cost them the season, you first feel bad for them. But from a team's point of view, losing Daisuke Matsuzaka, you've got Alfredo Aceves, you've got Tim Wakefield right now, who could fill that role, possibly do Braun down the road if needed, or the Red Sox could go out in the trade market at some point and maybe get another pitcher, because you're not going to see Daisuke the rest of this year and probably for most of next year with Tommy John surgery. For Rich Hill, you really feel bad for this guy. Here's a guy that came over to the Red Sox, really found his niche in the bullpen and was pitching great both against left-handers and against right-handers, and the fact that he made that adjustment, dropping down to the side, made him a legitimate threat, a real good threat for the Red Sox in that bullpen. In that position now, it could become a revolving door. So, it's bad for the players, you feel bad for them, but it's also bad for the team because they're missing 2 pretty good pitchers.
Well, today, pitching for the Red Sox will be Clay Buchholz on the hill in Game 1 of the series. Buchholz 4-3 with a 3.41 earned run average, 12th start. Back with more from Fenway right after this. Between the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome back inside the broadcast booth as we welcome the Oakland A's to town. They're in 4th place in the American League West, but only 4 games back of the Texas Rangers. They're all about pitching and not so much offense as we check out some of their numbers coming in. They lead the American League in ERA and home runs allowed. They're a third of a run lower than the next closest team with a 3.01 team ERA, and only one of 2 teams to allow under 40 home runs this season. The offense has been a much different story. They rank 12th in the American League in both average and runs. Only 3 regulars are hitting better than .250, and only 1 has more than 5 homers. They've been shut out 6 times this season, which is tied for second most in the American League. They got a left-handed starter on the mound tonight who was called up on May 23rd. It's Josh Outman. He's 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA. His 3rd start's coming up next from Fenway. Your New England Subaru dealers, AT&T. Toyota's official website for deals by Toyota.com and by Southwest Airlines. Hey, good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park as the Red Sox welcome in the Oakland A's after dropping 3 straight to the Chicago White Sox. They welcome in the American League West A's for a 3-game series. The wind is blowing in from center field to begin this series, and the Red Sox take the field led by Clay Buchholz tonight. As they do, let's check out the visiting Oakland A's starting 9. Old friend Coco Crisp at the top of the order for the A's in center field. David DeJesus is in right field, batting second. Josh Willingham is in left third with Hideki Matsui, the former Yankee and Angel, who's the DH and in the cleanup spot. Kurt Suzuki does the catching with Derek Barton at first base. Mark Ellis, the veteran, at second base, bats seventh. Kevin Kuzminoff, third base, bats eighth. And Cliff Pennington is at shortstop. He bats ninth. Clay Buchholz is indeed on the mound tonight as he makes start number 12 of the year, 4-3 with a 3.41 earned run average. He's logged 66 innings and has 44 Ks, 24 walks, and opponents hitting at 251 against him. He's 1-2 in his career against the Oakland A's. And last time out, Sunday against Detroit, ended up with a no decision. 6 innings and 3 runs, left with a little bit of a stiff back, but battling that for a long time now and doesn't think it'll be a problem tonight.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture, and the Red Sox are first in the American League in defense, only 26 errors on the season. Kevin Youkilis at third base, Jed Lowry the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Adrian Gonzalez the first baseman. Left to right, Kyle Crawford, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Mike Cameron, and Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for Clay Buchholz.
Umpiring crew tonight, Dan Bellino has got the play calling the balls and strikes with Tony Randazzo at first base. Larry Van Over, the umpire, at second, and the crew chief is Brian Gorman at third base. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
The comfortable conditions here tonight is it is 67 degrees at the ballpark. Breeze is in from center at 15 miles per hour. And we're expecting mostly partly clouds here tonight. At the moment, it is partly cloudy above Fenway Park as the Red Sox welcome in the Oakland A's to start this 3-game series. And Red Sox hoping for certainly better results against Bob Guerin's Athletics. The A's come in with a record of 27-30. They're 4 games back of the Rangers. So while they're in last place in the American League West is pretty bunched up for the most part. Only 4 games separate the first team from the last place team. And they come in having lost 3 straight games into the series against the Red Sox. They're 13-15 away from Oakland Alameda Coliseum. And Oakland, as Coco Crisp stands in to get it started. First pitch of the ball game from Clay Buchholz is popped up. Foul ground for Kevin Youkilis. Puts it away for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Clay Buchholz. Not terrific numbers for Buchholz, but first let's take a look at David DeJesus. It's a .254, 5 homers and 22 runs batted in. But Clay against the Oakland A's 1-2, and 16 innings pitched in 4 games against Oakland. In his career, Buchholz has given up 13 earned runs in 16 innings. So for whatever reason, this has not been a team that he's done particularly well against. Former Kansas City Royal David DeJesus takes strike 1. However, Buchholz did get his first win of the year against this Oakland A's team. 5 1/3, giving up 6 hits and only 1 run in that outing back on April the 20th against the A's. DeJesus fooled, and it's 0-2 as Buchholz changes up.
Got a good change up there from Clay Buchholz. A fastball on the first pitch to DeJesus, then the changeup to quickly get ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
DeJesus has been hot lately, hitting .323 over the last 19 games. It's just .217 in his first 32 games, but picking it up lately. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Right in between Lowry and Youkilis on the left side, and David DeJesus aboard with 1 out in the first.
Clay Buchholz upset with himself. They wanted a fastball up in the zone, and instead he let it down into the outside part of the plate. And on the 0-2 pitch, DeJesus goes the other way for the base hit.
5 hits in his last 8 at-bats for DeJesus. He's at first base with 1 out. Josh Willingham coming up. Willingham hitting a .240, 10 home runs, 37 runs batted in. First time he has faced Clay Buchholz. As he takes ball 1. And now Willingham has been striking out a lot, tied for 3rd in the American League in strikeouts with 60. But the only guy in this Oakland A's order who has more than 5 home runs. Willingham coming in with 10 on the year. As we mentioned off the top, this team filled with very good pitching. First in earned run average in the American League, but offensively is where they've really had their problems.
Yeah, 12th in average, 12th in runs, and last in the American League in home runs.
3.01 earned run average as a staff coming into this series is tied with Atlanta for the Major League lead. And this one misses inside, 2-0. Bob Guerin's team has had trouble putting together runs and scoring. But pitching wise, they've been terrific. Throw to first, and back is DeJesus.
DeJesus does not have a steal yet on the season. He has been caught 1 time. You see his career numbers. 47 career stolen bases.
Swing and a miss. 2-1. 12th start of the year for Clay Buchholz. And for Buchholz, 3 straight, no decisions. Prior to that, 3 straight wins, no decisions. Coming against the Tigers, Indians, and Tigers again. And last we saw him was during the day portion of the day-night doubleheader on Sunday in Detroit. 2-1 is grounded foul. And it's 2-2. Third start against the team from the AL West this season. And his numbers in the month of May, which were very good for Clay, 3-0 with a 2.08 earned run average, 6 starts in the month of May. Two pitch to Josh Willingham. Jesus has not tried to steal yet and does not, as Willingham takes ball 3. Let's see if DeJesus gets a start now with a full count to Willingham. And Hideki Matsui waiting on deck.
Always a tough call for a manager, especially when you have a guy at the plate that strikes out as much as Willingham does.
60 times already. Jesus not going, and here's a drive to left. Back goes Crawford towards the warning track, and it's going to be off the wall. Crawford plays the carom, but it's DeJesus who gets to third base on a very long single for Josh Willingham, and all of a sudden the A's have runners at the corners with 1 down.
Well, by not running on the 3-2 count, it saves a run for the Red Sox because that run certainly would have scored. There's a fastball up between the belt and the letters that Willingham kind of muscles off that left field wall. Crawford getting that ball into second base to try to keep the double play in order.
So first and third, 1 out. The chance here for Hideki Matsui. 222 average for Matsui. 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. After a stop with the Angels, moves over to Oakland. Now a member of the Oakland A's. For all those years in New York with the Yankees, he's now on his 3rd major league team. Take strike 1. Against the Red Sox, he's always done very well. 114 games he's logged against Boston. Of course, most of those coming in the pinstripes. That's with DeJesus at third base, Willingham at first, and 1 out. Ground ball left side. Lowry deep in the hole at short, goes to second for 1. On to first, not in time, and a run scores as DeJesus comes in from third to put the A's on top 1-0. They race Willingham at second base, but Matsui is able to reach.
Well, Matsui made Lowry go too far to his right to be able to turn over this double play. Nice play by Lowry to get to the ball and get the force out at second base. The rush throw by Pedroia to first, but not in time to get Matsui.
So Matsui at first base, 2 down in the inning. A run in for Kurt Suzuki. Oakland catcher takes ball 1 away. Found it interesting, as we found out last time. Buchholz, of course, leaving with an injury. Wondered what it was. We found out it was a stiff back, and in the same breath, we also found out that it's something he's been battling since the end of last year. And it's something that usually loosens up for him by the 3rd or 4th inning, and he's kind of battled his way through it. And it's not been a problem or anything that he foresees being a problem moving forward, but nevertheless something to be aware of every time he takes the hill.
Yeah, that was kind of news to all of us, wasn't it?
We sort of noticed him going to work on a blister before at one point on his fingertip, but never guessed the back was an issue, and apparently it has been. 1-1 the count to Kurt Suzuki. Curveball misses outside, and it's 2-1.
Suzuki's had good success against Buchholz, 4 for 7 in his career against Clay.
He struggled at the plate, hitting at 191 in the last 13 games, but not at Fenway. 344 here at Fenway in 15 games. Seems he's always beat up on the Red Sox, whether it be here or in Oakland. On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Another one not hit terribly hard, but well placed. And it's the third hit of the inning for the A's.
And for Suzuki, that breaks up an 0 for 7 that he was in. He gets the curveball here from Clay Buchholz and finds that hole between third and short. Curveball staying out over the plate, and Suzuki finding some green grass out there in left field.
So 2 on, 2 down, and Derek Barton coming up. Barton hitting at just 206. No home runs, 13 runs batting in. Another guy who struggled lately, 3 for his last 24. His last 7 games. Hitting at just 177 in the last 38. Taps it foul. Makes his 50th start of the year of 57 games. Barton does not have a home run on the year. As he takes a pitch inside, 1-1. Now, last year he had an American League leading 110 walks on the year. He hit a 273. Ranked second in pitches per plate appearance. Lines it to right, and that's in for a base hit. Matsui's going to be waved around. The throw from Cameron is going to be not in time. And the A's scored their second run of the night on the throw. Suzuki was able to get to third, and Barton moves up to second base. It's a 2-0 Oakland lead.
Well, that time it was the changeup. As you can see, the changeup down, and some pretty good hitting right there by Barton. He goes right down with it and puts it on a line in front of Mike Cameron. Pretty strong throw by Cameron, but you see Suzuki rounding third in the lower left box, and he will score fairly easily at home plate to give the Oakland Athletics a 2-0 lead.
So second and third, 2 down, and Mark Ellis is coming up. Kurt Young, the former Oakland A's pitching coach, out to talk to Clay Buchholz as Mark Ellis stands in. Ellis, the veteran second baseman, also struggling at the plate this season, hitting at just 214 coming in. Home run, 13 runs batted in for Ellis. It's away for ball 1. There's Suzuki at third, Barton at second. 2 outs in the inning. Up the middle as Lowry dives, can't get it. Scoring is Suzuki. Barton behind him, and it's a 4-run first inning so far for the Oakland A's. What a start to this series for the A's.
Now, this is the way the White Sox series went. The White Sox doing most of the scoring early in ball games and putting the Red Sox behind the 8 ball. Cut fastball that time from Buchholz. That's going to find center field, and 2 more runs come across.
Prior to the night, Clay Buchholz had given up 1 run in the first inning. In all of his starts, he gives up 4 in this first inning right out of the gate tonight. Quick check at first on Ellis. Kevin Kuzminoff, the former San Diego Padre, 8th member of the A's to bat here in the first inning. Kuzminoff at .220, 3 homers and 16 runs batted in. May have gone after it. They check. Yes, he did, says Tony Randazzo.
Pretty clear on that shot right there that yes, he did break his wrists and go after that pitch from Buchholz.
Swing and a miss. Fooled on that pitch. It's 1-2 in the changeup. Kuzminoff has had a tough time defensively this year. He's got 8 errors. Third base, second most among American League third basemen. Takes the 1-2 for ball 2. A lot of pitches in the first for Buchholz, who trails 4-0 right out of the gate.
Last pitch from Buchholz did not miss by very much, but it is up and in.
This one off the end of the bat goes foul. A lot of spin on it. Ends up down by the tarp, and we'll do it again. 2-2. Kuzminoff was kind of the power guy last year for the A's. He led the A's in home runs with 16, extra base hits with 49. And was tied for the team lead in RBIs with 71. This year he bats 8th. It's 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, and Buchholz ends the first inning, but not before the A's score 4 times. Red Sox are coming up and going to work when we come back. Mark Ellis drives in a pair, and it's 4-0 A's as the Red Sox come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Josh Outman is on the mound for the A's. He got called up on May 23rd. His third start is tonight. He's 1-0 with a 2.08 earned run average. In 13 innings, he has walked 8 batters, striking out 4. Walks have been a problem, but 6 innings and 2 runs last time out against the Orioles and a victory, but see the 5 walks. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off and taking ball 1.
Yeah, the 2 starts for Outman, 1 against the Angels and 1 against the Orioles, as Don mentioned last time out.
Ellsbury fouls it off and evens the count at 1-1. Talked a lot about Tommy John surgery lately with what's going on with the Red Sox, but there's a guy in Josh Outman who had Tommy John surgery June 30th of 2009. Missed the entire 2010 season as he continued to rehab from the surgery, and he's back to the big leagues on May 23rd, and here he is in start number 3. It's up high for ball 3, 3-1.
Only 2 members of the Red Sox lineup tonight have faced Outman before, and that is Kyle Crawford and Saltalamacchia.
Elevates, and Ellsbury chases a foul tip, full count. The win that he got last time out against the Orioles, his first major league win since June 8th of 2009 against Minnesota before the Tommy John surgery. Little pop-up sending Ellis out, crisp in, and that'll fall. Ellsbury leads off the bottom of the first inning with a base hit to center.
3-2 fastball from Outman, and Jacoby just kind of bloops it up over the head of Mark Ellis. No chance for Coco Crisp. No chance for Mark Ellis. Ellsbury has himself the base hit.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox as Pedroia stands in. Check on Ellsbury at first base. (19 out of 25 so far for Jacoby. Pedroia takes strike 1. Fouled off to the right. Pedroia down 0-2. Red Sox had a tough time mustering much against the Chicago White Sox in that 3-game series against the White Sox. Pedroia was 3 for 10 in the series. No 2 misses as Suzuki tried to frame it 1-2. Adrian Gonzalez waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 4-0. Not close, and it's 2-2.
That changeup basically just slipping out of the hands of Outman. And way up high. Nice play by Suzuki to get up and get this.
Outman's got a fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. And another check on Ellsbury, who did not have a very big lead, able to get back. Pedroia pops it up. Shortstop Cliff Pennington to the outfield grass and short left. Now Willingham calls him off, and the left fielder makes the catch. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field. It is Dustin Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Kevin Youkilis at third. David Ortiz at DH. Jed Lowry at shortstop at sixth, with Carl Crawford in left field batting seventh. Mike Cameron is in right field tonight, eighth. And Jared Saltalamacchia bats ninth. He does the catching. Jacoby Ellsbury at first base with 1 out, and here is Adrian Gonzalez. 329, 10 homers and 46 runs driven in. tied with Jay Bruce and the Cincinnati Reds for the Major League lead in RBIs with 46.
2 ahead of Paul Konerko in the American League.
Adrian Gonzalez leading the majors with 41 hits in the month of May. He's second with 31 runs batted in May. Runner goes. The throw is late. Not even close. Suzuki kind of late in reacting, and then he bounced it to second as Ellsbury steals second base easily.
Yeah, and kind of a slide step, too, as you can see from Outman. Really doesn't pick the leg up high, but no problem for Jacoby Ellsbury to steal this one. So he picks up number 20 on the season. That was not even close at second base, even with a slide step.
First base runner to have 20 stolen bases in the American League. Michael Bourne leads the majors with 22. This bounces in, and Ellsbury is going to take third. Skips off Suzuki, and Ellsbury now 90 feet away.
Wild pitch here from Outman as he bounces off Suzuki up that first base line, and no problem for Jacoby to get to third base, excuse me. Actually, it wasn't a problem for him to get to first base either, or second, or third.
Two and one now to Adrian Gonzalez. And it's fouled off to the left. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2.
Most velocity he's had on the fastball so far at 93.
Gonzalez sitting at 284 with one of his 10 home runs coming off a left-handed pitcher. Grounds this one right side. Ellis will pick it up, throw to first as the run scores. Gonzalez retired, but the Red Sox are on the board. Adrian will pick up his 47th RBI of the year. Two down, bases empty, and Kevin Youkilis the batter. Youkilis at 254, 8 homers, 34 runs batted in as he takes ball one. And that'll get to the wall in a hop. Willingham plays it. Youkilis going to try for two. The throw to second base not going to be in time. Youkilis with a 2-out double.
Now this was like a line drive going by the third baseman, except it was the left fielder that it was going by. A topspin line drive by Kevin Youkilis. No chance for Willingham out there, as he plays it off the wall on one bounce, and Youkilis no problem getting in a scoring position at second base.
So two down, Youkilis at second, and a chance for David Ortiz. 313, 13 home runs, 28 runs batted in as Big Poppy takes ball one. Last 14 games for David Ortiz been terrific. Off to the left and out of play. They've been one of the few Red Sox who had a very good series against the White Sox. 6 for 11 in the 3-game series with a double, 2 home runs. Outside, ball 2. Deep in back-to-back games for the off day yesterday. Away again, 3-1. They score 4 times in the first. Josh Outman has given one back here in the bottom of the first inning already. Youkilis at second base, and a 3-1 coming up to David Ortiz. And it's into left field, a base hit. Youkilis being waved around. Willingham's throw will go to second, and the Red Sox get their second run of the night.
One of the impressive things about David Ortiz throughout the stretch that he's been in, the way that he's been able to use the opposite field. Now, he laid off a very tough slider on the pitch previous to this, and then he gets the fastball and takes it to the opposite field for the base hit to drive in Youkilis. So Big Papi picks up his 29th RBI of the season, and the Red Sox only trail it by 2.
So 2 down, David Ortiz at first base. Red Sox getting 2 back so far. And here comes Jed Lowry. Well, here you have the Oakland A's who've gotten terrific pitching and no offense. And tonight they get some offense. And all of a sudden the pitching has gone awry here in the first inning anyway. As Jed Lowry takes strike 1. Key matchup is brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Lowry against the A's at .306 average. Take strike 2 and quickly in the hole, 0-2. Jed Lowry's worn out left-handed pitching this year, hitting at .429 against lefties. All 3 of his home runs off lefties. So jumps back out of the way of a pitch inside. Lowry holds up and takes ball 2, 2-2. Popped up in the shallow right. Mark Ellis, second baseman, back on the outfield lawn. Makes the catch that ends the first. The Red Sox get a pair back. 1 done, 4-2 Oakland. Roadside assistance can save the day, and your AAA card can help you save every day. Call 1-800-JOIN-AAA or join online at AAA.com. Second inning back at Fenway, 4-2. Oakland on top. Cliff Pennington, the only member of the A's not to bat in the first, leads it off here in the second inning. Pennington at 256. 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. The A's shortstop. And a 9-game hitting streak. Led the A's this year, snapped on Wednesday. Hit at .412 during the streak. As he takes strike one, 2-1. Pennington against the Red Sox in his career, just a 154 average. It's the second lowest average against any team. The Yankees, he only hits at 116 against them. This is rifled foul, and it's 2-2 out ahead. '50th start for Pennington. He's batted 9th in every game. And a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, strike 3. Clay Buchholz picks up his second strikeout. And there's one down here in the second inning.
Yeah, the first strikeout was on a changeup to Kuzminoff. This is the curveball right here to Pennington for the second strikeout for Clay Buchholz. His high in the season in strikeouts is 7. He's done that twice. He did it against the Yankees. He did it against the Tigers.
And it's a little more special tonight, as Clay will be donating $500 for every strikeout tonight to Joplin, Missouri tornado victims.
And our thoughts are with the people out in western Massachusetts also, who suffered through devastating storms just a couple of days ago.
One is in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Coco Crisp fouling out to Kevin Youkilis at third base in the first. Crisp last year on the DL 3 different times. Had trouble staying healthy. 1-2 is down the left field line, curling foul back into the seats. When Coco was healthy, posted some very good numbers for the A's. 279, 8 home runs, 38 runs batted in, and what turned out to be 75 games. And he stole a career high 32 bases. Ended up 9th in the American League in stolen bases despite missing over half the season on the DL 3 different times. 1-2 from Buchholz. Is on the outside corner for strike 3. Crisp knew it, and he takes with him the third K for Clay Buchholz. Let's check in with Heidi.
Well, Don, as you guys were just talking about, this severe weather across the country hit close to home for Clay Buchholz, whose wife Lindsay is from Missouri and was actually there when the tornadoes hit last week. With every strikeout, Clay Buchholz is donating $500 to help the people of Joplin. And the Red Sox wives were also out selling autographed baseballs at the gates before the game.
The wives, we're all out here today. We're selling mystery baseballs signed by all the Red Sox players, and it's a really cool idea because the fans, they buy a baseball for $50, and they don't know what player that they're going to get, so it's a big surprise. But it's just been great. The Red Sox Foundation is on board there. 100% of the proceeds made to RedSoxFoundation.org will go to Joplin Relief, and it's just awesome. We have such a great team, and everybody has just been helping out so much, and it's so appreciative. So.
As Lindsay was telling me before the game, she was actually hunkered down in the basement with her daughter Colby during the tornadoes, which hit about 2 hours actually away from their house. The Red Sox Foundation is also donating the money from the 50-50 raffle to the relief efforts here in Massachusetts for the severe weather Wednesday night. The foundation is matching all donations made tonight for the Joplin and Massachusetts relief efforts. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Clay's got 3 Ks so far tonight. He struck out the first 2 batters, and Coco Crisp for his 3rd K of the night.
Yeah, Coco knew it. Fastball outside corner, no argument at all. Just makes his way back to the Oakland dugout.
Now it's 3-0 to DeJesus, who jumps back out of the way and takes strike 1. I didn't think so, but you look back at Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire tonight. There's ball 4. Buchholz wanted it on the corner, but it's walk number 1. Not by Clay tonight. Base runner with 2 down for the A's. There's Josh Willingham, who singled in the first inning. That's his second look at Clay Buchholz. And 4-run first for the A's. And right now, base runner with 2 down. 1-0 to Willingham. Is tap foul at the plate, and it's 1-1. Ducky Matsui waiting on deck. Buchholz tried to throw 27 first inning pitches. This will be his 45th pitch for an inning and 2/3. Chop to third. Youkilis has got it to go to second for the force out that'll end the top of the second inning. Inning and a half done from the Fens. Oakland on top 4-2. On the relief quencher, the Cumberland Farms Chill Zone. It's all your favorite frozen and fountain refreshments in one place for just 79 cents any size. The Chill Zone, only at Cumberland Farms. Last of the second inning back at Fenway Park. Josh Outman started for the A's. Gave up 2 runs in the first. Carl Crawford, who was the player of the week last week, leading it off here in the second inning. .235 average on the year, 4 homers, 21 runs batted in. At .423 last week. Thought about going, but did not, according to Brian Gorman. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Outman staying with the breaking ball, but no swing there by Carl Crawford.
Outman had to throw 29 first inning pitches. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. RBIs for Adrian Gonzalez and David Ortiz. Now Crawford hits this one high and deep to right. DeJesus back onto the track to make the catch up against the wall and right in front of the bullpen. And may have hurt himself in the process. He backed up into that wall out there and right, had no more room to work with as he robs Carl Crawford for out number 1.
Carl Crawford puts a charge and a breaking ball right here that hangs out over the plate. And he thought he had enough for a home run. But not here at Fenway. Back goes DeJesus. He checks out the wall. He knows how much room he has. And then apparently maybe he banged his foot. You see his ankle right there, his right ankle against the wall, and the frustration on Carl Crawford's face.
Well, DeJesus making the grab now. Mike Cameron hits it on the ground at third baseman Kuzminov. He'll fire across. Whoa! And it gets away into the Red Sox dugout. They will award second base to Mike Cameron. So the errant throw by Kuzminov. We talked about his errors. Leading all American League third baseman with 8, and he'll just pick up his 9th.
Yeah, he just bounces this one on the grass. A fairly routine play after he picks up the hard hit ground ball and just throws it directly down into the dirt and gets by Barton at first base. The guy that made the play on it was David Ortiz in the Red Sox dugout.
So runner at second, 1 out instead of 2 down. Red Sox have a runner in scoring position for Jared Saltalamacchia. .219 average, hitting out of the number 9 spot as Outman goes off the backside.
The defense overall for the Athletics has not been good this year. They are 12th in the American League out of 14 teams defensively.
Yeah, only Toronto and Texas below the A's in defense. Conversely, the Red Sox right now are number 1. They've made just 26 errors so far in the first 56 games of the year. And there's 2 fewer errors than the Tampa Bay Rays. The 1-0 off the end of the bat, down the first baseline foul, 1-1. I want to remind you to get one of the best sports sections in the country delivered to your home every day. Sign up now for convenient Boston Globe home delivery at bostonglobe.com/sports. Big Poppy just found a new friend in behind the dugout.
Look at that slab of pizza and a baseball. Does it get any better than that? A Josh Beckett shirt, a slab of pizza, and a baseball.
That'll hold on to it for safekeeping. 1-1 is sent foul off to the right. Swing and a miss. It gets away from Suzuki a good distance. Saltalamacchia will reach. And Cameron takes third base. Now we're getting all the way back to the backstop. And Saltalamacchia reaches.
Good breaking curveball here by Outman. No contact, but the ball gets by Suzuki. Tries to backhand the curveball and goes all the way to the backstop. Saltalamacchia finally realizing that, and he'll make his way to first base. Well, the Red Sox catch a couple of breaks here in this second inning. The error, now the strikeout and a wild pitch. Or I'm guessing wild pitch.
They have not yet ruled on it, but he's at first base. We know that.
That we do know.
First and third, one down. And Jacoby Ellsbury singled his first time up. They have charged Suzuki with a pass ball. Ellsbury singled in the first, stole a base, and scored the Red Sox first run. Mike Cameron at third base. Jared Saltalamacchia at first base. One down. Ellsbury to left. Reddit Willingham hooking back at him. Cameron tagging. There'll be no throw, and the Red Sox are back within a run. So the error truly costly at third base.
Ellsbury with the line drive, certainly deep enough in the outfield. Josh Willingham does not have a very strong throwing arm. And no problem for Mike Cameron to score. Once he reads that, he gets back to tag up. And off he comes to give the Red Sox their third run of the ball game.
Quick check on Saltalamacchia at first base. Two down here in the second inning. Dustin Pedroia flied out to left fielder Josh Willingham in the first. It's his second look at Josh Outman. And a foul straight back. Red Sox have had their problems with left-handers that they've not seen before. They face Outman in tonight's game, and they get 2 runs off him in the first. They've added a run here in the second, and trying to erase what was a 4-run deficit. It's now 4-3 pretty quickly. Back they come. Up and away, ball one. Diving at third is Kuzminoff. He'll go to second for the out there. Nice play for Kuzminoff, but it's his error that gives the Red Sox a chance. They grab a run. It's now 4-3 Oakland. Red Sox at one point in this game trailed 4-0. But they're back within a run as Hideki Matsui leads it off against Clay Buchholz here in the third. Matsui, Suzuki, and Barton face Buchholz in the inning. And there's strike one from Clay Buchholz. Is on the ground foul, and it's 0-2. Hideki Matsui playing for the Yomiuri Giants from 1993 through 2002 in Japan before even coming to the major leagues. First year in the majors with the Yankees in 2003. So the Yankees through 2009, of course, their World Championship in 09 for him, and then last year with the Angels. 0-2 bounces in, and it's 1-2. Two-time All-Star. Inside, 2-2 to Matsui. Matsui one year had 31 home runs with the Yankees back in 2004. His last year with the Giants in Japan, he had 50 home runs before coming to the majors. Never able to repeat that large number of home runs here. As he takes strike three, and he also knew it. Fourth strikeout for Clay Buchholz, one down.
Now Buchholz again picking up that inside corner to Matsui, and no argument from Hideki. He jumps back from the plate, but the ball picks up the inside corner for the strikeout. So 4 strikeouts now for Buchholz tonight.
One out here in the third inning for Kurt Suzuki. He singled in the first and scored the third Oakland A's run. Fouls it straight back for strike one. 94 in the fastball from Buchholz. .51 pitches for Clay through 2 1/3. He could use a quick inning. In the air to right center field. Ellsbury moving in and over. So is Cameron, and Mike Cameron able to make the catch for the second out of the third inning. Well, buy your Bruins raffle tickets today for your chance to win 2 sweet tickets for you and a guest to watch the Bruins battle the Canucks in games 3, 4, and 6 of the Stanley Cup Final at the TD Garden. Proceeds will benefit the Boston Bruins Foundation. The entry deadline is this Monday, June 6th at 11 a.m. To purchase your raffle tickets, visit BruinsRaffles.org. I'm sure Ken Casey of the Dropkick Murphys has already got his raffle. He's got some pizza, that's for sure. 2 down here in the third for Derek Barton, who foul tips it. Barton single to right field to drive in a run in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch. Change up down low, and it's 1-1 to Derek Barton. On the ground up the middle, Pedroia to the backhand. Nicely picked, throws out Barton. And Buckholz does have a quick 1-2-3 third inning. 2.5 done for 3 A's. The All-Star ballot, enter to win a trip to the All-Star game. Compliments of Scott's. Adrian Gonzalez certainly hopes to be on that All-Star team this year, representing the Red Sox for the first time. As Adrian steps in on the left side to get it started. Yes, he takes ball. Outman gave up 2 runs in the first and a run in the second, after he was posted a 4-0 advantage after half an inning. It's a 1-run game, and Adrian knocking in 1 of the runs with a ground out to the right side in the first inning to second baseman Mark Ellis. Scored Jacoby Ellsbury with the Red Sox first run. Swing and a miss. Fastball was by him. Foul tip, 2-1.
Good 2-0 fastball there by Outman. He keeps it away from Gonzalez, outside part of the plate.
Slap foul, 2-2. Nicholas waits on deck, and we'll see David Ortiz in the inning. Outman going to the Oakland A's in the Joe Blanton deal. Outman going from the Phillies to 2-2 pitch inside, and Gonzalez did not go. This is Brian Gorman, the crew chief of this crew, down at third base. This is his 3rd start after Tommy John surgery for Josh Outman, as Bob Guerin looks on, holding on to a 1-run lead. Gonzalez strikes out. He elevated that fastball, this time at 94. And strikes out Gonzalez. First K for Outman.
Yeah, picking up velocity as this game goes on. 94-mile-an-hour fastball up and away from Gonzalez.
So 1 out in the 3rd for Kevin Youkilis. Doubled in the first inning, scored the Red Sox 2nd run. As he takes ball 1. Red Sox come in having lost 4 straight games. The last game of the day-night doubleheader against the Tigers, and all 3 against the White Sox. And the last 10, the Red Sox are 5-5. Really consistent lately for Terry Francona's Red Sox. They have taken over first place, but now have slipped 2 games back of the Yankees to start tonight's action. The Yankees are on the West Coast beginning tonight against the Angels. So they open up a series on the West Coast. "3-1" is fouled back, full count.
Good rip there by Youkilis on that 3-1 fastball. Was thinking about tying this ball game up with that swing, but fouled it straight back. Gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate to hit, and right off the mask of Suzuki.
Takes ball 4 and heads down to first base. First walk given up by Outman. Let's check back in with Heidi.
Don, the Red Sox know a little something about injuries, and one way to try and prevent injuries is to properly warm up. That is today's healthy tip, brought to you by Tufts Health Plan. Here's Red Sox head trainer Mike Reinold.
A lot of times groin strains, hamstring strains, some of the similar type muscle strains that we see with young athletes can be prevented if they just warmed up ahead of time. So one thing we do is we always advocate that they get loose, they get hot before they get going in their sport.
That is today's healthy tip, brought to you by Tufts Health Plan. No one does more to keep you healthy.
You don't have to tell us, Heidi, because we stretch forever up here getting ready for the game.
Speaking of being healthy, very lucky to have Don with us tonight. And I'll explain in a moment.
1-0 is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Don was caught out in a boat this morning as he was doing some fishing, and the boat decided to capsize, and the boat was actually one of those paddle boats.
I can't believe I told you. Why did I tell you?
Your legs go like this, and you paddle around in a lake.
But all of a sudden, the wind picked up, and these white caps picked up, and I was taking on water like you wouldn't believe.
And it was probably about 150 yards from shore.
Yes.
And you can see the wind here, how nasty it is right here at the ballpark tonight. You can imagine what it was like out in the middle of the lake today where you were fishing.
It almost ended today, Jerry. Because the paddle boat started going down the water. We started taking on water here. Myself in this boat started taking on water.
A puddle of water where your paddles are.
It was like the Titanic. It was like this. And all of a sudden, so I jumped over to the other side to do the weight distribution thing, and thinking that because the water's on this side, water's coming in here. If I go to this side, then I can even it out.
What happens?
That side.
You had no life raft with you.
No life. I said I can swim. I can swim. So yeah, I mean it was bad. I was going down. So then I get over to the other side and I started paddling like a madman. I'm thinking it can't end this way. It really can't.
So
I mean,
you got to about what 10 yards from shore and you jumped in.
And I jumped in because I was going. The whole thing was gone. It was going down.
Now that all your fishing equipment is intact, everything's intact. The paddle boat's okay.
The paddle boat is okay. I was able to get a rope to get it in, but a little dicey. This is in left field. Willingham is back on the track, and it's going to scrape the wall on the way down. Youkilis is headed for third and beyond. He will come around and score as at second base is Ortiz, and the Red Sox have tied the game 4-4.
Now once again, David Ortiz using the opposite field, this time a wall scraper out there in left field to bring Youkilis home. Ortiz thinking the other way against the left-handed pitcher tonight, and so far it's paid off with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Ball big bounce over Willingham's head, picked up by Pennington, and by that time Youkilis had scored. Well, we're glad to see that you're okay. And I would say, if I was to recommend something, with the money you make, I would recommend a bigger boat than a paddle boat. You know,
I was thinking how embarrassed this would be.
Well, let me ask you this.
The paddle boat.
When you're on the lake and other people are fishing and they see you in a paddle boat.
Nobody was out there today.
There was nobody out there.
Embarrassing.
It would be a little bit embarrassing, wouldn't it?
The paddle boat idea is for my kids, really. Today I was alone, so I decided, they were in school, I go out by myself. Problem is I didn't realize there was a weight distribution thing with this thing because I've always had the kids in the boat with me. So I'm in there by myself, and next thing I know, we're taking on water, and all of a sudden I'm headed down.
I find that a little dangerous with the kids. I would go to a rowboat if I was you, a rowboat. Maybe I'll buy you a rowboat.
That would be nice.
They can't be that expensive, right? Because I don't have any money.
I'd be happy to take that from you.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
They have aluminum ones, don't they?
I think so.
When it starts lightning, you get
sure, right in the middle.
And another terrible note, he cut himself shaving today.
Yes.
And he's got blood all over his shirt. He looks like a hockey player.
Lost a lot of blood today, Jerry. Lucky to get through the open. I was a little woozy, in and out of consciousness at times.
Been a tough day.
It has. This is up the middle and into center field. A base hit. Ortiz being waved around. He'll score. Red Sox had a 4-run deficit. Not anymore. They lead it 5-4.
Well, Jed Lowry continues to pound the ball from the right side of the plate. Lowry picks up his 23rd RBI of the season. He gets the fastball from Outman. Topspin ground ball heading up the middle. They're going to run on Coco Crispa's arm. No hesitation at all as Big Papi comes around and score and give the Red Sox the 1-run lead.
23rd RBI for Jed Lowry. Pen is busy now for the Oakland A's. Guillermo Moscoso is warming up. Well, the Red Sox got 2 back in the first, a run in the second, and 2 in the third. In there for strike 1 to Carl Crawford, who flied out to the warning track in right field. David DeJesus up against the wall and right to make the grab. This is a pop-up back at third, sending Kuzminoff and Pennington to the outfield, and Pennington makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Lowry back to the bag at first. 2 down in the third. And Bob Guerin's going to make the move here. Josh Outman, who gets the second out of the inning and has given up 5 runs. He has seen enough. So 2 down in the third. Red Sox have a 5-4 lead, and the A's will change pitchers from Fenway. Join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's with TC, Jim, and Heidi at 12:30. Josh Beckett takes them out as the Red Sox continue their series with the Athletics. Bruins legend Ken Hodge will be live on stage to preview Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Plus, the Boston Globe's Michael Vega will have the latest news and notes for the Red Sox clubhouse. Our coverage begins tomorrow only on NESN. 5-4, Red Sox on top. Josh Outman chased from this game after just 2 2/3 innings. As this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford Dealers. Guy who's been starting for the Oakland A's, Guillermo Moscoso, into the game. His third appearance. It's 2-0 with a 3.27 earned run average. He's going to go a ways here for Bob Guerin. And it's hitting only at 195 against him. And Mike Cameron is the batter with 2 outs and Lowry at first base as Cameron takes ball 1. Outman leaves responsible for Lowry at first base. So far charged with 5 runs. The Red Sox had 5 hits off him. A walk and a K for the Oakland A's starter before he departs. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Moscoso with major league experience prior to this year with the Texas Rangers, part of 2009 and 2010. Throw over and back is Lowry with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
So far, all fastballs from Moscoso.
Swing and a miss. Gets it right by Cameron to end the 10. Take a 5-4 lead at the end of 3.